Next entry for movies I liked that nobody else liked. World of Warcraft. So again, I'm gonna have to explain. There's extenuating circumstances to this opinion. So World of Warcraft, this movie finally came out after years and years and years of it being discussed. And I am not a World of Warcraft player. I never have played World of Warcraft. I was roommates with a World of Warcraft addict for a while. If anything, I have somewhat of a negative opinion of that game, you know? It's, there's like two kinds of video games as far as being compelling. There's the kinds like Portal, say, where it's a puzzle. It's something you have to figure out. And when you're rewarded, you really did do something. You actually did figure something out. You know, maybe it's too much to say you got smarter, but you can't just fudge your way through. You really have to engage with a game like Portal and think about it, and then you're rewarded. Whereas games like World of Warcraft, that's, to use the hamster analogy again, that's the hamster pellet. That's just, let's just feed you dopamine hits. Let's just fucking keep you invested, and it's not in a positive way. You're not growing as a person. You're just being fed a little drug, would be my reductive take on games like World of Warcraft. So I give no fucks about World of Warcraft, and I think that was people's main problem with it, is that it did not deal with the full scope of the World of Warcraft world. There are all kinds of different races and lore and all this stuff going on in World of Warcraft that this movie did not deal with because it was trying to get a general audience on board with the concept. You can't just throw people in the deep end, or only the World of Warcraft nerds will understand what's going on. So they took it all the way back. For 99% of this movie, it's just the orcs versus the humans. And the human side was pretty bad. It's pretty shit. But the orc side was surprisingly moving. Like when you see, because the orcs are the bad guys. They're the hordes, right? They're the evil side. But when you see their actual society and like, you know, just the same shit everybody has to do, but looking after your kids and defending your fucking village and whatever, it was surprisingly engaging. I'm like, man, these orcs are pretty cool. I like these fucking guys. So again, I guess I'm picking and choosing. It's like, okay, as a World of Warcraft movie, this sucks. The human part of this movie sucks. I only really like the orc side. So maybe I'm ignoring a lot of problems to, you know, consider this movie good. But I had heard nothing good about it. And I had no investment, and I expected it to be so shitty that the fact that it was like a third good, I guess, was way more than I expected. And I legitimately thought that third was like good. I liked it. And what I liked even more, looking at how this movie turned out, the only reason this movie got made is because World of Warcraft is so famous. But before World of Warcraft, the game was just called Warcraft, Orcs versus Humans. And I used to play Warcraft 1 and 2 when I was a kid on like the computers at my parents' office. And it was when like CD-based games were brand new. So it was so cool to see little cutscenes between levels, and they'd be really short, like 20-second little video of like an orc ballista firing at a human castle or something. And it just seemed like the best thing in the world. I have very fond memories of those old games, but they would never have made a Warcraft movie, not in a million years. It was just this bizarre confluence of factors that they wanted to make a World of Warcraft movie, but they considered the World of Warcraft world too complicated, so they went back to just orcs versus humans, and then by accident, by happenstance, they made $100 million Warcraft movie. You know, Warcraft from 1991 or whenever the fuck that came out. They made a huge big budget movie that's in theaters about that. And when you look at it that way, that is so fucking cool. That is so weird. If I had told myself when I was a little kid, hey, someday you're gonna go to the theater and you're gonna see this as a big ass movie. I'd be like, no, it won't. What are you talking about? Why would that happen? But that happened. And I think maybe that's the trick to enjoying movies that other people don't like, is you gotta look for those angles. You gotta find the reasons why it's neat. So yeah, again, I guess if you're just looking for a World of Warcraft movie, yeah, I can understand why you were disappointed. But if, for some reason, I certainly can't recommend that you go back and watch fucking World of Warcraft again, if you ever saw it at all. But if you ever do, try to look at it that way. Look at it through the lens of like, man, there is no reason for this movie to exist. This makes no sense. But this is a fucking Warcraft 1 movie. What the fuck? And like I said, the orc half of it is like surprisingly kinda good. And that's my bizarre, contorted pretzel defense of the World of Warcraft movie.